Time now for the Morning Rush.
And we start with breaking news. A law enforcement official tells CBS News that a man had a pipe bomb strapped to him when it went off on a New York City subway platform. Now, the explosion happened around 7:30 this morning. Details were still developing. The person was arrested and has non-life-threatening injuries. Another person on the platform sustained non-life-threatening injuries. Now, the official spoke to the Associated Press on the condition of anonymity because they were not authorized to speak publicly about the incident. Now, it's led to delays along some of the subway lines that pass beneath the bus terminal. Some passengers have been evacuated as a precaution. White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders has tweeted that President Trump has been briefed on the explosion.
When it comes to our next big weather maker, not looking at anything in the way of widespread rain or snow, but we will have cloud cover to the south. Nothing when it comes to Albuquerque and areas up to the north, but sunshine. We'll continue this trend as we get into tomorrow, although temperatures a little cooler across the eastern side of the state Tuesday afternoon. Sarah?
New Mexico State Police Chief wants the public to have easier access to investigations into officers. Chief Pete Caceres is taking this issue to the State Law Enforcement Academy Board meeting this morning. Chief Caceres told the New Mexican the reason for the move was after hearing officers who were fired for wrongdoing from one department are rehired, quote, almost seamlessly at others. Another reason, the case of New Mexico State Police Lieutenant Gary Smith, who retired in February amid allegations that he put in for overtime that he never worked. Crystal?
In just a few hours, a teen charged with killing a woman in a drunk driving crash is expected to strike a plea deal this morning. Investigators say in February, Luke Griffin was drunk when he rear-ended a car on I-25 near the San Felipe Pueblo. The Colorado woman in the car was killed, 2 others injured. The teen could face up to 20 years for several charges.
And tomorrow is the day Alabama voters go to the polls in a special election that could send embattled candidate Roy Moore to the Senate. Moore continues to maintain his innocence in the face of several sexual misconduct allegations. His opponent, Doug Jones, is trying to rally the African-American vote to help him become the state's first Democrat elected to the Senate in 25 years. Now, several Republicans still aren't throwing their support behind Moore, saying the allegation was the last straw.
This morning, U.S. Ambassador to the UN, Nikki Haley, speaking out on sexual misconduct in the workplace. She says of women who accuse someone of sexual misconduct, quote, they should be heard and they should be dealt with. The response on CBS's Face the Nation was to a question on how to assess accusations lodged against President Trump during the 2016 election.
This morning, there's talk of fellow lawmakers wanting State Senator Michael Padilla out of his majority whip position. According to the Santa Fe New Mexican, Democratic state senators are set to meet privately this week. The New Mexican spoke with 2 fellow senators who say they do not believe they have the power to expel Padilla from the Senate, but fellow Dems can take away his job as whip. Now, Padilla dropped out of the lieutenant governor race after several sexual harassment allegations. Kristen?
Today's Metro Threat Index at a 0. We have nothing but sunshine overhead the metro area today. Our temperatures will be more than 10 degrees above normal in those mid to upper 50s, and winds out of the north less than 10 miles per hour through most of the day. Crystal?
Happening today, veteran support groups will accept a giant wreath donated to honor veterans and active duty personnel. This as the Santa Fe National Cemetery and Fort Bayard National Cemetery are getting ready for the annual Wreaths Across America celebration happening this Saturday. That's where they will lay nearly 2,000 wreaths. Kristen.
Coming up for a check on your Monday morning commute. Not seeing anything major as far as crashes or incidents go. We are a little sluggish I-25 southbound as you pass Osuna and I-40 westbound near Wyoming, but nothing major at the hour.
New this morning, a study in the journal Pediatrics shows women exposed to air pollution 1 month before or after conception have an increased risk of their babies being born with birth defects like a cleft lip or abnormal hearts.
And Apple is reportedly on the verge of making another big acquisition. According to multiple reports, the iPhone maker is gearing up to buy Shazam for $400 million. Shazam lets people use their smartphones or other devices to identify or buy a song based on a smidge of sound.
Huh. I didn't even know that was still alive.
Still use it daily.
Yeah.
Still going, Christian.
Yep.
Still kicking.
Shazam.
Yeah.
And time now for the 5 facts.
We start with number 5 here. Food Network shows featuring an Albuquerque shop's tasty treats. Rude Boy Cookies in the Bricklight District near Central and Yale was selected to be part of the Food Network's Christmas Cookie Challenge. They'll be competing against cookie makers from across the nation. Owner Kristen Dowling says the theme of the episode is spice up your Christmas. So she says she incorporated a New Mexico twist. The episode airs on the Food Network tonight at 8 o'clock.
Can't wait to find out. Now, at number 4, an update to a story we told you about last week. The mayor of Santa Fe is hoping to become New Mexico's next lieutenant governor. Mayor Javier Gonzalez officially announced his bid with the release of a YouTube video over the weekend. He joins 4 other Democrats running for the office, along with Republican State Senator Michelle Garcia Holmes. Now, for details on all the candidates, you can go to KRQE.com.
At number 3, mild temperatures across the state today. Albuquerque in the 50s. More cloud cover to our south, but clearing out as we get into tomorrow. Temperatures staying in the 50s in Albuquerque for the next 6 to 7 days.
Number 2 now. Aztec High School still closed this morning after a shooting that took the lives of 2 students. However, some students can go back to pick up their belongings. Investigators say they still have to clear the crime scene and make repairs before that high school can officially reopen. But as work continues there, the mourning continues across the small city for the victims Casey Jordan Marquez and Paco Fernandez. Investigators say they were random targets in the school shooting in which police believe the shooter took his own life.
At number 1, new evacuation orders in place after several wildfires in California swelled over the weekend. Nearly 95,000 people are under mandatory evacuation in Ventura and Santa Barbara counties, all because the largest of the fires, the Thomas Fire. Firefighters are struggling to contain it, slipping from 15% to 10% yesterday. This morning, Santa Barbara police officers are going door to door asking people to leave, anticipating the worst as weather conditions do not look to cooperate today.